Is it possible to draw in Procreate without using brushes, smudging, or eraser? Yes, it is possible, but if it will be a good looking drawing, well, that's another question. Heyo, I'm Chihiro. Welcome to my channel. And today I'm gonna make a challenge for myself where I will drawing only by using Lasso Tool, almost only Lasso Tool, since this challenge allow me to use some additional tools. So let's start with a quick introduction and go over the rules. Tools which I cannot use: brushes, smudge tool, and eraser. I cannot use them at all, which means I can't do sketch, I can't do some paint, no blending and no fixing mistakes in a very easy way by using eraser. Tools which I can use: of course, selection tool, transform tool, adjustment menu, and actions menu. Basically all the tools from left side, they are really fine today. And this trio on the right side must be somehow forgotten by me, or I don't know, should evaporate it somehow, because of course my brain gonna just send my hand there. But don't worry, I will somehow just stop my muscle memory from doing this forbidden act today. Yep. So, and I forgot to say about, I can as well use layers and their all options, like those cool effects, clipping mask, alpha lock, and others. Just from layers, of course. I'm doing this challenge because, of course, I want to check myself how everything gonna look, but also I think it's a real challenge, especially since the lasso tool in Procreate isn't as advanced as in another program. Also, it's something totally different from what I usually do, so maybe after watching you will want to try it too. And if you're gonna decide to try this challenge, then please let me know in the comment. I'm really curious how much your brain gonna explode while doing this. And of course there is a time limit here. The first drawing is a portrait and must be done in 30 minutes. The second one is a landscape and you have to draw, I will have to draw it in 1 hour. So on the top of everything, I have to be very quick with my drawing, and I hope I will finish that. So please wish me luck in that very beautiful and hard process, mind exploding process. Alright, so I started drawing but making out the whole character shape, as you can see. Even though that sometimes that brush tool is turned on blue color, I'm not using that, I promise you. It's just how it works. So I think we have the most important thing, which is shape. And right now I will try to select where eyes should be, where nose, and other details of face. Even though that face right now is looking like potato, I think at the end I will be satisfied with the result. When you're gonna make this challenge, you're gonna see that it's not at all easy thing to get the right proportions with this method. Most of the thing I was just doing with my intuition. And honestly, I'm not even sure if I put those 2 big bulbs in the right place for eyes. But that's the beauty of the challenge, and I'm really excited that I was thinking to create something like this and to share it with you. And yeah, the whole mission is here to improvise a lot and work fast because I don't have much time. After drawing proper eyes, I started putting also more details to whole face. Also, zooming in and out helps me to see drawing from different perspectives. But still, it is extremely challenging to draw everything without using brushes, especially when it comes to shading. Creating depth without using my favorite tools requires a lot of patience. You can see also here how I'm deleting some unwanted pieces of drawing. Yes, I'm not cheating, okay? I'm using today only Lasso Tool. And you know, I started thinking, even though it looks messy, I feel you can still make good art with just Lasso Tool. The hardest part, I think, it was definitely shadows and making proper shapes of head, and of course proportions, face proportions, of course. Blending shadows is also very tricky because the Lasso Tool makes edges very, in strange way soft. That's why I build those shadows somehow with just layers. But you know, I really like how this drawing is slowly evolving, especially here on that speed up process. It's amazing how clear shapes and facial features start to emerge from nothing. I think this kind of challenge makes us think completely differently. It pushes us to think outside of the box and find new approaches to drawing. Light is just as important as shadows, so I added a layer with a strong light falling on the character. It creates really good effect and helps prevent the drawing from looking flat. I'm about to finish this drawing, but don't worry, not this challenge. We still have one drawing to make. So please stay with me. And right now I wanna give small review, and that review will work, trust me, because I'm gonna flip the drawing horizontally and see if it looks just okay. Oh, now I have very new perspective on this drawing. And I have to say that for just 30 minutes of drawing, it doesn't look bad at all. There are definitely many things that I would love to change, but the challenge was all about being on time and improvising a lot. I think I can really call it a good sketch. Let me know what you think about this. And right now it's time for 1 hour with landscape. I set my time and I start drawing. To be honest, at first I was not having any idea what should I draw, so I decided something very simple and, let's say, easy. It's gonna be one big tree and mountains in the distance and maybe some character resting under the tree. Since objects closer to us appear more intense in colors, I use very light shades of grey to indicate everything in the background. I also planned for the distance terrain to be forested, while closer to the foreground I had small patches of grass. And I added color more faster here than in previous drawing. Of course, using lasso tool and blur, I tried to give mountains a slightly snowy look. At this stage I was mainly focused on creating that scenery which is very far from us. And also here, as you can see from mountains, I decided that light will come from left side. Now I start adding colors to the closer objects and working on the light. I decided to use a gradient map to help me choose colors for grass, and I also drew leaves using lasso tool, then copy that, paste that in so many different places to make that tree look more denser. I really think in this part, especially the foreground, the lighting makes a big difference. I decided to highlight some patches of grass in the left side of the tree trunk. Even now that whole scene is already looking pretty okay, and the background really adds something to that whole piece. Unfortunately, I realized I only had 12 minutes left to create a character, so it had to be something very quick. So just as in the previous drawing, I started by defining the overall shape. After that, I filled everything with one color, and it was difficult for me to achieve the shape which I wanted. So somehow I helped myself with other available tools. I also put two backpacks next to that character, and I wanted to add some delicate light, but at the end I didn't like how it turned out, so the whole character is in the shadow, which doesn't look that much interesting. I finished very simple face design of resting face, and my time was run out. At the end of the video, for those who stayed until the end, I will show one more quick process, this time only time-lapse of creating drawing, also of course using only the lasso tool. So right now let's move to the summary. And there we go. In my opinion, they are looking a little bit messy, unfinished, and for sure if I had more time for them, I would finish them a little bit different, put more details, change the colors. But with that fact that I was not able to use many tools, I was having limited time, I really appreciate these drawings, truly, because only I know how hard it was to force myself to not even touching that brush tool, eraser tool, smudge tool. It was hard. And you know, when you're gonna try this challenge, I really recommend for you, of course. You're gonna see how your brain is tricky, how your muscle memory is working, especially when you are used to doing something. I had a great time, and I think someday I will definitely do it again. If you like this video, then please leave like or subscribe, And right now I'm gonna show you little last time lapse for today's video. Thank you so much that you was with me. I wish you a lovely day, night, morning, whatever, and I hope you're gonna try this challenge too. And remember, never stop creating.